ونستغفره ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله به غمة، وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين، فصلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. يا إخوة وأخوات في الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل، فإن خير ما يتزود به عبد هو تقوى الله، لأن سبحانه وتعالى يقول في كتاب العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وقوله أيضا في سورة الحديد: اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في أموال والأولاد كمثل الغيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون هتاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من عند الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن الدنيا خلوة الحذر، وإن الله مستخلفكم فيها فينظر كيف تعملون. فاتقوا الدنيا واتقوا النساء، فإن أول فتنة بني إسرائيل كانت في النساء. صدق الله ثم بلغ رسوله الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين. My dear brothers and sisters, men and women of understanding, you will find that I'm a little bit nervous at my beginning because what I'm going to talk about is about women. And this is very important that we are ending in the Western world calendar. Many people are taking, finding resolution what to do. And Alhamdulillah, we have our calendar as well. But one have to ask, why is it that this calendar dominating our calendar? Whether we like it or not, this is the reality. Because the life of living hang on the calendar of the Western world. How did we get there? Where did we lack in order to get even that area? That is what we want to talk about, inshallah. Last 2 weeks, our Sheikh, MashaAllah, Imam Silmi, talked about something that is very important, and he posed a rhetorical question. He said, are we spirit or we are human being? And at the end, he gave the answer that indeed we are spirit experiencing humanity. Well, the reason why this is obvious and is needed for us to know, as we know, is in the Quran. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has let us know that this world is a short period of time. The short time of the living in the world has made the world so important, because that is where you justify what you will get in the eternal. No time. So therefore, the experiencing humanity is a very short period of time where the eternal reward will be given based on that short period of time. So how can we entertain ourselves? So the world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Hadid, what I just mentioned, he said, "I'lamu, know that أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة. The lifestyle of the world is a playing place and entertainment and beautification. No one will tell you that is not true today. وتكاثر في أموال وتفاخر في أموال وأولاد, and you are boasting about your richness and your children. And then he gave example of it. He said, كمثل الأعجب الكفار نباته. It's as if it's as when the farmers are amazed when they put the seed under the soil. No one can stare at that seed to see it penetrating the ground unless they put a camera on it and fast it in order to see how something so fragile breaking through the land that you cannot break through. It's amazing, isn't it? كَمَثَلِ أَعْجَبَ الْكُفَّارِ نَبَاتُهُ. So it amazes them. This is the living of the world. ثُمَّ يَهِيجُ فَتَرَاهُ مُصْفَرًّا. When you look at the corn, it's green, and then later on become yellow. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. This is a living in the world. The time, 100 years. Do you know anybody who lives 100 years? You have to count them. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be between 60 and 70, isn't it? So therefore, we have no time to be entertained. And we shall get to where we're talking about. So here, my dear brothers and sisters, yes, indeed, we are experiencing humanity. For sure, short period of time. In the grave, it's about spirit. In Yawm al-Qiyamah, it's about spirit. No one can dispute this reality, irrespective of what the technology is telling you today. So, my dear brothers and sisters, today we have the pinnacle of the technology where you can, in your handset today, I was reading about this. The technology that was able human being to go to the moon is in your hand. It's in your hand today. That technology is in your hand. But yet still, human being is so degenerated through that technology. So what they have built for life is eating the life itself. So we as Muslims, we must be aware. And you, the Muslim, us, we are the price of what is going on in the world, wallahi. Every religion will tell you which religion is standing firm. It's Islam. So they are after you and your children and our children. So what is the way? Entertaining. Handsets. That technology that can take you above to the moon is putting you down. Same that double-edged sword. But oftentimes, what we have, and they set up this. They were interviewing those who invent all this Twitter, you name it. I don't even know the names. Their goal is to maintain you from surfing. That is the goal. And they asked each one of them. They said, we will not allow our children to be on that, that technology. Wallahi, all of them, not even single one, saying this is taking humanity to the gutter. But yet still, because the advertisements are so powerful, they control what to put on the color, whatever it is, continue surfing. To an extent, you have no idea what you're even surfing. So back to what I'm trying to talk about here, inshallah. Time does not permit me, wallah. But we are living in the time where we as Muslims realize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called us to call others. Because he said, kuntum. This is like how I'm speaking to you right now. That's what Quran said. Kuntum, you, khayra ummatin, ukhrijatil linnas, ta'amuruna bil ma'ruf, wa tanhawna anil munkar, wa ulaika humul muflihun. You are the best among people. Quran said it. It's not my word. You encourage in doing good and you forbid from doing evil. You are the best of people among the people. through you, others will join. We cannot be entertaining if we are experiencing humanity for that short period of time. Now, the hadith that I have quoted, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ سَنَنَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. You will follow. This is, what do you call it, emphatical emphasis. لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ. The lam is a swearing lam, and the noon at the end of it is what we call a noon thaqil, which emphasize what Rasulullah sallallahu is talking about. You will follow those who before you. Shibran, shibran. Span by span, meaning, that the period of time. Dhira'in bi dhira'in, in cubic by cubic. Hatta law da'alu duhra dib. Even when they enter the hole of a lizard, tabi'tumuhu, you will follow them. Today, in our time, the land that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born disseminates their deen to us, where it's overwhelming people that they cannot even quantify or phantom about it. This is the land that they are celebrating what you wouldn't even think of. It's happening. And over here, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we are struggling, because once you're put in a struggle, you were able to find your way out. We have all these things, but yet still, here we are. Yom Jummah, we're here to listen. And we have to be aware, because you don't want the life that was built for you to eat you down, to put you down. So therefore, we need to instill in our children. Oftentimes, we come to the Jummah, we don't come with our children. We come to Fajr Salah, we come to Dhuhr Salah, we leave our children. No, leave in them something, not to them. Leave something in them. This is the reason why what I'm trying to talk about women is very important. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna dunya khuliwatul hadar." The world is green, is sweet and green. In other words, the sweetness, what do we get? Fruits, mango, and you name it, all the dates, and the leaves are what? Green. So this is a hikmah in the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's green and sweet. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مُسْتَخْلِفَكُمْ فِيهَا. And Allah made you the leaders. The pronoun that is joined on this sentence is to a male. فَإِنَّ مُسْتَخْلِفَكُمْ. That's male. Even though this pronoun, when it comes to in the Quran, is both male and female, but here it's particularly to men. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مُسْتَخْلِفَكُمْ فِيهَا فَيَنْظُرُوا كَيْفَ تَعْمَلُونَ. To see how you are going to deal with this, the world. Now here is issue that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam throw. Now here is the question now. Here is the answer to it. Jawab sharat. He said it's a condition, and the answer of the condition is, therefore, fattakud dunya. Woe unto you about the world. He did not stop there. And he said, wattakun nisa. And woe unto you about women. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ. The first thing that trial put the tribulation to the Bani Israel, kanat fi nisa. It started from women. Now what does that mean? You find some will take this as, oh, now we have to be watchful of women, because you look at the Quran said, inna min azwajikum wa awladukum aduwwan lakum fa'dharuhum. Indeed, Quran says that. Indeed, from some of your wives, they are enemy to you, and your children, they are enemy to you. So be careful about them. What is this ayah is talking about? Oftentimes, we just look at it literally and answer it. But the Quran does not contradict itself. It said, if أَفَلَا تَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنِ, لو كان من عند غير الله فوجدوا فيها اختلافا كثيرا. If there is any contradiction, you will find, if there is any other than Allah that is giving you these words, you will find a lot of contradiction. But you can never find contradiction. Allah will not call a female your enemy and then say to you in Surah Al-Mu'minun, He said, Surah Al-Zumar, Allah subhanahu Nur, I think. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. In His signs, in His miracles, He created woman, zawja, so that you will have tranquility. If you listen to the ayah before in this, you will say it's contradictory. So therefore, the understanding is what we need to. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And He placed the love and mercy among you. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Indeed, in this is the sign of those who contemplate. Even look at the time where everyone is running يوم القيامة يوم ينفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the day that man will be running away from his family, and when he comes to the wife, he said, and his friend وصاحبته وبنيه. His friend, that is your wife. So how can they be your enemy? So therefore, the word enemy is there, but how are they becoming your enemy? Wallahi, if we are not careful of their duties. That's one of them. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna awwala fitnata bani Israel kanat fi nisa. The first trial that started with the Bani Israel is from women. So we, the men, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed this burden to, is to be careful. When we say women, we're talking about our daughters, talking about sisters, our mothers. And when you look throughout the Quran and Hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, Allahumma inni uharriju haqqa da'ifaini. Oh Allah, I declare, say war or fighting or struggle for the haq of two weak, al-yatim wa mra'at, orphan and a female. Rasulullah said this. So today we are called as Muslims that we suppressing women. How so? Islam came, wallahi, to liberate women. Throughout history, if somebody is doing contrary, that's that person's way of life. But Islam came to liberate women. At the time where they bury a female, when they have children, a female, they will bury her alive. وَإِذَا بُشِّرَ أَحْدُهُمْ بِالْأُنْثَى ظَلَّ وَجْهُهُ مَسْوَدًّا وَهُوَ كَظِيمٌ. Whenever they give them the news of a female, they are so sad and يَتَوَارَ مِنَ الْقَوْمِ مِنْ سُوءِ مَا بُشِّرَ بِهِ. And they walk around hiding from the people, from the news that was given to them. They're shy because they give birth to a female. أَيَدُّسُهُ فِي التُّرَابِ. The ayah escaped me. Either they will keep the bushara that Allah gave them, or they will bury her in the ground. Sa'a ma yakumun. That is what they would do. They will bury a female. There was one Sahabi cried all the time. So when he remembered this, he cried how he's going to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He took his daughter, digging a hole while she's standing there, the sand in his beard, she cleaned it up. Oh, Father, your beard is dirty. She was cleaning. Meanwhile, he's digging the hole to bury her. This is the state when Islam came to liberate women. So you see in many talk of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is to defend women. And inshallah, wa akhiru dawaya alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. We will talk about the rest when we come, inshallah. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. I was just giving a sign that we should stand and come forward so that those who are coming will have a room. Inshallah, you know. وَإِذَا كِيلَ لَكُمْ تَفَسَّوْا فِي الْمَجَالِسِ فَافْسَوْا يَفْسَيِ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Make a room, inshallah, for those who will come in, inshallah. Now, so my dear brothers and sisters, the idea of us men that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us leadership in the house does not mean that we are intelligent than our sisters. Well, I know. I know sometimes my wife will give some idea that I am never think about it. You know, some of our wives, mashallah, they're very intelligent than us. But you were given leadership. Ar-rijalu kawamuna ala nisa. Allah said that men are the protector of women across the board. This is from Allah. He said that, not men who said it. So therefore, that is one of the weight that is on our shoulder. So therefore, you will find from day one, when a child, female, is born, Rasulullah encourages us, when you have a female, one, it's a rahmah. Two, and you're able to raise them, and they all follow the deen, so you have Jannah. And someone said, what about two? He said, yes, two also. The ulama say, even if it's only one, if they have asked Rasulullah, he would say that also. Why is it? To encourage us. Whenever you raise your daughter and make sure that she follows the deen, and then when someone comes to this, said, إِذَا غَتَبَ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ فَزَوِّجُوهُ. Whenever someone come and ask, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked two things, not wealth, not clan, not tribe, nothing. He said when they come and they have the character and the deen, marry them. Two things. Why? Because that person have to take the banner, if you will. What you have started at home to continue. And your hands are washed out. You hand over your daughter that you raised from childhood to someone else. So therefore, the research behind is to have what? The character and the deen. These are the two criteria. He said if you don't do that, you will find fasad in the land. So that's a woman. When she comes to you, you know the right of your wife. Some ulama are saying supersede even the right of your mother. They have two different things to look at. But wallahi, her right in the house is number one. And the parents has washed hands away. Because right of your mother and your mother, alhamdulillah, is fardi kifaya. Your brothers, your sisters, everybody have to do. But when it comes to your wife, it's you and you only. When it comes to your daughter, how they dress and come out, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they would dress, but still looking naked. Any man who allows such thing going on in the house, Rasulullah called the person at the youth. Somebody who have no feeling, no jealousy of his wives or women or daughters. So wallahi, this Kutbah is to warn us, the men who are giving the leadership in your house, knowing that the first trial that started with Bani Israel, kanat fi nisa, it started from women. And history has shown that when you want to change society, you start with, anybody would tell you, pornography, exploitation of women. They are the one who receive, like prophets Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, or Fir'aun. They all come from a woman. It's only two that Rasulullah said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. Adam alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam. But everyone goes through that. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاهُ نُطْفَةً فِي قَرَارٍ مَكِينٍ ثُمَّ خَلَقْنَا النُّطْفَةَ عَلَقَةً فخلقنا علقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. The process is in the womb of a mother. That's why we cannot. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying we have to be mindful, watchful to that. And I will end with this: responsibilities that is on our shoulders follows with the accountability here and the hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen us as a family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala imbue that deen in our household. The shaitan that will come in the house to separate families, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep them away. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen us as ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let the barakah that is in today, those who are facing difficulties in their marriage, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let the barakah of today unravel that shaitan out of the house. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen us as ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep our children being the pioneers of Islam tomorrow, inshallah. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين قوموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على